Well, good morning, everybody, and certainly welcome. On behalf of the Bank of America, Combined Jewish Philanthropies, Home Start, Father Bill's and Mainspring, and the United Way of Massachusetts Bay and Merrimack Valley, I'd really like to thank everybody for joining us today for this exciting announcement here in the great city of Brockton. My name is David Pedrazzo. I am the Consumer Banking Market Leader here at the Bank of America, and I am fortunate enough to have 3 banking centers in the local area here in Brockton. I'll keep my remarks brief this morning, but I really do want to emphasize just how proud and honored the Bank of America is to be standing alongside of our partners in the Renew Collaborative initiative. When Matt Pritchard at Home Start first shared this new and innovative concept with us as a tremendous step forward in ending homelessness in the greater Boston and now the South Shore area, we immediately knew it was something that we absolutely had to be part of. Because really to embark on a path to economic mobility and ultimately self-sufficient, our Massachusetts families need to ensure that their basic needs are being met. This includes having a solid roof over their head, and the secure knowledge that they will have a home for their families, not only for today, but tomorrow and the long term. Homelessness in our Commonwealth is clearly a prevalent issue that requires the dedication and collaboration of multiple stakeholders to address. And partnerships among us as all of us standing here before you today in the Renew Collaborative, are true embodiments of how when the private, public, as well as the nonprofit sectors band together, we truly have the power to evoke and to sustain real positive change. I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing Mayor Bill Carpenter, who I'd like to thank for serving as our generous host this morning in Brockton. Since taking office, Mayor Carpenter has shown his concern for the issue of homelessness in the community and has provided leadership to identify key and lasting solutions. Recently, Mayor Carpenter supported the development of Father Bill's and Mainspring's new 23-unit permanent supportive housing project for homeless individuals on Main Street and is collaborating with them currently on another 6-unit project on Warren Avenue. And it's funny because I was conferring with some of you before the event started. I was there with my colleague Sue 2 weeks ago, and it is quite an impressive unit. And I can tell you, Sue can attribute to this, we spread 4 yards of mulch, and the absolute aesthetics of that is impeccable. So I guarantee that it looks great. So thank you, Mayor Carpenter, for having us all today as we celebrate the launch of a proven model that will prevent homelessness in Brockton and the entire region. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. So I think my primary job is to welcome you, but I'm really going to use the opportunity to say thank you because I am so grateful for what the Renew Collaborative is going to bring to Brockton and the greater Brockton area as a key strategy to helping us reduce and hopefully someday eliminate homelessness here in our city and our area. I want to specifically mention the partners, Bank of America, the Combined Jewish Philanthropies, Home Start, the United Way, and Father Bill's in Mainspring. And, you know, as was mentioned, one of the exciting things about this initiative is the combining of private, public, and nonprofit agencies that are all able to pull together to put together a successful strategy, and with everyone running in their lane and contributing to the overall success of the program. So for these agencies to bring the initiative to Brockton, a proven model where they've already shown the success in Boston, and to now expand to the South Shore and to Brockton is great news for us. You know, the 6-unit project was mentioned. I'll just mention that very briefly because I think one of the things I've learned in almost 6 years is there's very rarely one solution to a problem. Most problems are a lot more complex than people like to think they are, and there's never really one easy answer to fix something. And You know, if I think about the biggest challenges that we took on 6 years ago, and the biggest challenges that we're still facing today, homelessness and chronic homelessness is right near the top of that list. We've made some good progress, we've done some good things, but I'll be the first to say that we have a lot more work to do, and bringing the Renew Initiative in is going to be key. So the 6-unit project is something that, by my being able to use federal home funds, the city has committed about $500,000 to a project, a building that will hold, is it 6 or 8? 6. That will house 6 people, permanent housing for people transitioning out of homelessness with wraparound services provided on site. It's a model that I've had the opportunity through Father Bills to see some other programs that they were involved in up in Quincy. I've seen others. It's a model that can have success. There are folks that are chronically homeless that, given just the right place with the right services at the right price, can keep a permanent roof over their head. And so if someone would say to me, why are you putting $500,000 into a project that's only going to house 6 people? Because this is a pilot project. We're doing this so that I can convince not just the residents of the city, but all of our partners that this model works, and we've got the people and the agencies here in the city of Brockton to replicate that model on a larger scale. So we're really excited about that initiative. And I think our state legislative delegation is tied up in Boston this morning, but I was going to also mention them. It wasn't too long ago that the tenants preservation program over at the Brockton Housing Court was being discontinued. And that would have been a tremendous blow to the people who need it the most here in the city. And we were able to lobby with the help of our legislative delegation to have that decision reversed and to keep that program here in the city. So no one easy answer, but tenant preservation, building roofs over people's heads, providing services, and particularly, and I don't want to talk too much about their initiative, but through our efforts to reduce, again, partners with Father Bills, through our efforts to reduce and someday eliminate veterans homelessness here in the city, one of our key strategies is that the city hired an outreach coordinator, a veterans outreach coordinator, who doesn't wait for people to come in and ask for help, goes out and finds veterans who are struggling and are probably well on their way to an eviction, but they still have a roof over their heads. And this coordinator works with them as a case manager, connects them to services, and the concept is, let's keep the roof over the head that the veteran has right now by getting the services to them instead of waiting for them to become homeless. And so when I read and hear about the Renew Initiative, I know that on a larger scale, it's the same model of the best way to eliminate and reduce homelessness is to prevent it in the first place. And that's what the Renew Initiative will do for the folks that they're able to assist. So